Welcome to another episode of Systematic Geekology. This is a space where we seek to create and cultivate healthy conversations between those things we geek out on and the philosophical and theological questions that often arise out of our fandoms. Like, what does it mean to be human? What makes a hero? What makes a villain? How do the stories and narratives we geek out on shape how we live in the world? We are your priest to the geeks. We aren't all ordained, but we see ourselves as mediators at the intersection of geek culture and going deeper in our faith. We don't always have to agree, but we do respect each other, and we see everyone as a beloved child of God. Everyone geeks out on something, so come geek out with us and enjoy the show.
This show is a proud member of the Anazal Podcast Network.
What is next for the MCU? Is Brand New Day the best in the Spider-Man movie saga, or where does it rank? We are Systematic Geekology, we're the priest of the geeks, and we are here to talk about all things Spider-Man Brand New Day. We're talking about San Diego Comic-Con, a lot to cover tonight, and we have a full team to do it. So I'm really excited to be here with a full team of my co-hosts. I am Kevin Schaefer, and I am here with Evan Garcia, Andy Walsh, Justin Coleman, and Joshua Noel. We have the whole squad here tonight. Good to see you guys. This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, man, can't wait.
Good stuff. So, yeah, this is
symbol.
Geekologist is symbol. I know. I know. We need like some kind of code sign or something.
Language.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect. I love it. But yeah, well, if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening wherever you get your podcasts, thanks for joining us. This is one of our What's News episodes where we talk about all the latest things in geek culture. And as I said, we've got a lot to cover tonight. But let's go ahead and get to our lightning round first. I know we'll have to keep this one quick because, again, a lot of things to talk about. But Joshua, let's start with you. What's the one thing you've been geeking out on?
Man, so lightning round, I don't know. So, some weird ones if we're trying to keep it what's new lightning round. I haven't had a lot of time for like TV shows and stuff lately because job's been crazy. But the Adventure Time Pride special, I finally got to read the PB and Marcy's Infinite Mixtape comic. Amazing. That was great. And of course, Godzilla Conquers the Multiverse. I think I mentioned that on another episode. That comic around and Doctor Doom leading this ragtag bunch against symbiote Godzilla thing. Yeah, I'm it's just comic crazy weirdness that I'm loving it. I can't think of anything else new. I mean, obviously there's the Kingdom Hearts stuff I've mentioned on other episodes. We got that trailer and we know that D23 is going to have a big thing coming up in a couple weeks that I am beyond excited for. Yeah.
I know you love Kingdom Hearts, so it's exciting to see.
I got this. They have a lot of new merch because the 25th anniversary is coming out and the fourth game is finally announced. And I have this little glass figure, Heartless Shadow. This is like my favorite collectible of all time now, I think. So cool.
It does look beautiful.
Yeah, it's just nice. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Justin, what about you?
I'm such a meat and potatoes fandom guy, so I am Batman Cape Crusader.
Yes.
So good. Leveled up on this second season, I think. And then, of course, X-Men 97.
Oh, my goodness.
Every week giving me something beautiful. So, yeah, those two.
We've got to do a full episode on X-Men 97 this season once it's over. We talked some about it on other episodes, but we need Andy on that. We need you. So I guess there's so much to cover there. But Cape Crusader, I'm glad you brought it up because when Christian and I did our initial review of Brand New Day the other night, he brought it up and he was not as impressed with season 2. And I hadn't started at that point because I didn't get a chance for the weekend. I've started it since and I'm loving it. So I know. So we're going to have to clash there. Not that I don't respect his opinions, but I'm like, what's he missing here? Because this is fantastic. Huh.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, great.
Clash of the Geeks.
I know. Oh, it's coming. We're gonna make it happen. But yeah, Andy, what about you?
Yeah, I'll say I think we should, hopefully D23 will bring us some X-Men MCU news since there was none at Comic-Con. So let's hope for that, and we can tie that in with X-Men 97, which I am also enjoying. But I will use my lightning round privilege to sneak in my thoughts about the Odyssey while we're at it, since there's plenty of lightning and thunder in the Odyssey. And mostly,
good pun.
Mostly, I thought I'd throw in my 2 cents on the discourse. I've been listening to a lot of the Bible for Normal People podcast lately. And so I think that's skewing my, how we approach mythology and retell stories for the present moment and so forth. And so seeing all this, conversation about is it a faithful translation of the Homeric text? I think if that's what you're looking for from the film, then the answer is clearly a resounding no. It is not an attempt to bring that story as told to the screen. But it felt fairly obvious to me that it was attempting to use a retelling of an ancient story to comment on the present day. And to that extent, I thought it was very successful. And what particularly struck me, which it will have struck no one else in this particular way, but I thought that, the Trojan War reflection at the end, the are we the bad guys realization that Odysseus has about the cost of breaking the social contract to achieve our militaristic goals, made me think of a true story that I don't think has been told enough about how our search for and desire to bring justice and or retribution to Osama bin Laden cost us the opportunity to eradicate polio from the world. As part, and this is, you can see, this has been documented in various news articles. You can see this dramatized in Zero Dark 30, the movie about the hunt for Osama bin Laden. At one point, the operatives disguise themselves as health workers to get into the compound where they believe Osama bin Laden is. That had the consequence of eroding trust in the healthcare workers who in the region of Pakistan, who at that time were carrying out a vaccination campaign to try to eliminate the last few cases of polio that were on the earth at that time were restricted to small parts of Pakistan. And so vaccination acceptance went way down. Polio cases went up. It has since gone up in other parts of the world as well. And so we had a moment where we could have eradicated polio. It will take a lot more work to get back to if we will ever get to that point again. But we had that opportunity and we lost it. And so that struck me as just a very concrete, specific example of exactly the kind of, consequences of, deception and pursuit of retributive goals at all costs. So I'm sorry if that's, I know that's a little bit of a bummer on our Fun Geek podcast, but that was, I had no other outlet for those thoughts on the Odyssey. So thank you for indulging me. You said something, yeah.
Hey, we're talking about a depressed Spider-Man tonight, so I think it's not all fun and games, but no, me, Evan, and Joel did an initial review of the Odyssey a couple weeks ago, and by the time we were done, we're like, we still need another 3 hours here. So we're going to be doing more, but, Andy, I know, I always love when you come on because I get like a mini, either science or history lesson in the, improvise there. So it's wonderful, but I'll send you, I don't know if you read Ezra Klein's column, about it that went out this week. That was really good too. Relating it to some of the right-wing backlash to it and connecting it to and what the movie actually says and how and relating it to the original text. But yeah,
I don't believe I have, so I'd be happy to receive it. Thank you.
I'll send that. Yeah, excellent. But yeah, awesome. And Evan, last but not least, what else are you deeking out on here?
Sure. So we are watching, my wife and I, since there's no true a timeline for it, we're just kind of picking and choosing some random MCU films that we think are going to be kind of important before Doomsday, because there's clearly no, it's just going to be one big retcon. So then we will go back and then we will do the rewatch. So, but other than that, I'm watching Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That is a fun little series. It's really cool. And I saw with my daughter, she's into horror films right now. And this is a film that I would like to get probably some people on to talk about because of its themes. But it's Midsummer. I thought that was a very powerful film, to say the least. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I was say we're just spoiled with superhero animation right now because between Batman Cape Crusader, My Adventures of Superman, X-Men 97, and then Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2 is coming up. It's just like, I like Justin. It's my meat and potatoes. I'm happy as can be. So that's where I'm at too. Awesome. Well, and for our listeners, viewers out there, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you want to find out ways to support the show, you can click on the link in the description. And of course, like, rate, review, subscribe. We always appreciate it. And you get a shout out of the show if you become one of our supporters. So tonight, I want to thank Amber Riley, one of our, you rock. Thank you so much for your support. It really helps us out. And again, if you want to check out our merch store, follow us on social media, any of that, just click on the links there. And again, thank you so much. Whether this is your first time or you're a regular listener, viewer, we really appreciate it. Well, guys, let's get into the main topics here. So, here we go. So, San Diego Comic-Con, obviously the one of the biggest pop culture events of the year, just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. Actually, Justin and I were at GalaxyCon Raleigh that weekend. So not, in the heart of like everything going on, but still really fun convention. We got to meet Ralph Macchio. That was a blast. But SDC this year was pretty dominated by Marvel. They did their usual Hall H panel, and they had some really cool announcements here. So we just kind of wanted to break some of these down. Let's start first with a Ghost Rider movie was announced for 2028 with Ryan Gosling, who has been rumored to play the character for a long time now. There were speculation of that really the past few years. They've got both him and they have a director in Sean Levy, which I guess right when this was announced, there was okay, please don't, do a Blade here and announce an actor and a character without actually following through. This gives me hope that they've got a director on board who is very much like, is proven. He made Deadpool and Wolverine. He was Stranger Things director, producer, and then he has Star Wars Starfighter coming out next year. So he has a really good track record. So I'm optimistic here. What do you guys think about this, though? The character in your background and your level of excitement for this, which will come out post Secret Wars.
I have a bad opinion. If we want to start with a bad opinion,
I would start with a downer here, Joshua.
Yeah, I dislike pretty much everything about Stranger Things. So someone from Stranger Things automatically has me kind of like, oh no. And then it's a character an actor who's obviously not going to be Robbie Reyes, and I'm like, that's the Ghost Rider I wanted. So I'm already kind of checked out a little bit. And Ryan Gosling's just overrated. And I'm like, I like Ghost Rider, so I'm like, hey, cool, maybe he'll pull out. I'm still gonna go see it because the last few MCU movies I've seen, I've actually really enjoyed. But all in all, I'm like, man, that was a disappointing announcement for me. Yeah.
Okay, never mind, Josh. Sorry, everybody here tonight. I'll just check out. Yeah, spend an hour. Yeah. Between Stranger Things and then Ryan Gosling overrated. I'm like, okay, but hey, no.
Don't dislike Ryan Gosling. Like, he was good in the that last sci-fi movie that I can't remember the name of. I enjoyed that. Yeah, like that was good. Just overall, when I see him, I'm like, the other Ryans were better.
I've been hyping that movie for 2 years for you. How can you not ever bring it?
Right? I've worked several 12-hour days in a row. Okay, I bring that.
Well, so I'll say this. One, I love the character. And Ghost Rider comes on the scene, and when you're dealing with that kind of, again, the mystical powers, and you just never know how it's going to go in a fight. I want to see Ghost Rider fight Dr. Doom, right? It's just these kinds of things because it adds an element of, I think, surprise in the stories that Ghost Rider ends up in. Gosling as Ghost Rider. Gosling has that Christian Helmsworth way of doing comedy and just every single thing he does, and so I'm interested to see how that works. I feel like it's going to be kind of a Thor like character, just in the move between comedy and seriousness. I'm a little concerned about that a little bit, but I am excited to see the character on the big screen in a non Nick Cage way. So let's see how it goes.
Those are big shoes to fill, I think.
There are shoes to fill. Yeah.
Listen. I'll say the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movies, terrible Ghost Rider movies, awesome movies.
Some H. Yeah.
I remember seeing that one in middle school, and I'm like, this is awesome. So I don't know. I mean, but yeah, like, Justin, thank you for a good opinion here. But no, I'm excited at the prospect of something like Midnight Suns, tapping to this like darker layer of the Marvel universe, and also like returning to kind of in a post Secret Wars world where we're away from the multiverse, getting back to more roots of kind of cool characters, where they can have more let directors kind of do what they want. And again, I think Sean Levy, because he has a good track record, like, and him and Ryan Gosling are doing Star Wars Starfighter together, which I'm very excited for. I am excited to see that collaboration. Admittedly, I haven't read like a ton of Ghost Rider comics or anything, but yeah, I mean, I love characters like Blade, and I said so. I want to see more of this, but
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I got probably a bad opinion too, but one thing that does have me excited that you guys kind of are touching on, like, I love the supernatural parts of Marvel, and like, I know like not everybody loved Ironheart. I thought Ironheart was a really good show, and the guy they had playing Mephisto, if they bring him into the picture, I think that could get me excited again. And if they lead this kind of into like they do Strange Academy, that's what, Scotty Young's my favorite comic writer, so I could get on board if they start teasing some of that.
Mephisto, I think they're definitely bringing back. Like, it was an interesting one to I was not expecting him to be introduced in Ironheart. I just thought he would have been like, introduced in a movie or something. But I think, I mean, it would be good to bring him back.
No, I was going to say one more thing. So one thing I am interested to see, there's that bit in Ghost Rider where they, so he's not only had the spirit of vengeance, but also got cosmic powers. I mean, so it's like the OP version of Ghost Rider. That could be fun to see at a certain point, just to see what they do with it. So that's all I was going to say.
No, there's a lot of possibilities. I'm excited. And again, like, in it with, once they're past all the multiverse stuff, I feel like they're going to have more freedom.
Right.
Speaking of Andy, I want to check in with you, because after you had to hear, Project Hail Mary being called that sci-fi movie, but I want to hear from you about.
I am sorry. No, it's all in good jest. So I will refer the reader to films such as Drive or The Place Beyond the Pines if you're uncertain that Ryan Gosling can deliver a more serious and stoic performance. Who knows what the script and Sean Levy will actually ask of him, but he's definitely capable of doing that. And if we're going to have Cosmic Ghost Rider, then we need John Bernthal, because that's Frank Castle. So who knows what that could bring for us. That is an interesting thought of Frank Castle now, or John Bernthal in that kind of role. But yeah, hype for Ryan Gosling getting to do a thing that Ryan Gosling is himself hyped to do. That's always good. I'm fairly Ghost Rider ambivalent, but if we're going to do Ghost Rider, and if we're having actors do characters and stories that they've always wanted to do, my first introduction to Ghost Rider was X-Men 8 or 9, in the second relaunch of X-Men, the Adjectives title. Where Ghost Rider shows up in New Orleans because there's the Brood and New Orleans and the Thieves Guild and all that kind of stuff. So we need a Channing Tatum, Gambit, Ryan Gosling, Ghost Rider team up movie. Yes, please. It's never going to happen, but you can allow me to have my dream until proven otherwise. But should have been a Shang-Chi 2 announcement. It should have been a Young Avengers announcement. That I'm still holding out for the hope that they will fulfill the promise that they made in the post credits of the Marvels. I'm probably one of about 12 people who's waiting for that, but
I'm with you.
They made a promise to me. I made an embarrassingly loud excitement noise when in the theater when that came on screen, and I realized what was happening, that they were redoing the Iron Man 1 shtick And so, yeah, to cover for my embarrassment in front of the 6 other people that were at that screening of the Marvels, please make a Young Avengers movie. But yeah, I'm happy for Ghost Rider fans to get a Ghost Rider movie, and happy for Ryan Gosling to be able to live out a lifelong dream. So let's hope that comes across on screen.
I would not kill your excitement, Andy. I would not lose all hope there, because I really think they're going to do, like, it'd be a weird place to do it, but I really think Young Avengers is going to play a big part in Secret Wars, because, like,
Oh, yeah,
Doomsday, I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and also, like, the multiverse is right. I think it's very much going to lean into the younger heroes are going to have to step up in Secret Wars. I don't know how exactly, but that's what I'm leaning toward.
From your lips to the Russo brothers' ears.
Yeah. Also,
because if it takes much longer, that they're just going to be the Avengers.
I know. Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld.
Thank you. Bravo.
No.
Crazy.
Didn't know that.
Oh, and also another great Ryan Gosling performance as, like, great action hero in, like, the Blade Runner 2049. He's phenomenal in that. Oh.
Yes, excellent comedy on the with Harrison Ford on the interview circuit for that film, but not on the screen.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Evan, any thoughts on Ghost Rider?
Thoughts? I'm not too familiar with the character beyond the Nicolas Cage stuff. And my question is, am I wrong, or did Agent Coulson play him for some part or something like that?
There was a thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is only pseudo canon, so it's not really canon. And that was, I believe, Robbie Reyes. I think that was the Ghost Rider that I like and want. Like, I love both Ghost Riders, but the newer ones just gotten more popularity. And to be completely transparent, I am hyper fixated on Marvel's Midnight Suns video game, and Robbie Reyes and Spider-Man hang out a lot, and we fix cars together. And I'm like, I want this on the screen. I don't care about that other stuff. But that's really, I think that's where I'm biased.
No, that's fair. It was Gabriel Luna, I think, played him in that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't.
And he was great.
I saw some memes or something where Coulson had his skull on fire and stuff like that. So I was like, wait, what?
Maybe. It's been a long time since I've seen that. I'm
I
not
never finished that.
confident on that.
Yeah, no, I know, I remember what you're talking about, Evan, and I watched the same short clip of it and not the whole episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can't wait to see it. Sean Levy is he's the most vanilla director there is. And I say that in a good way. Like, he knows how to please an audience. So
He's a crowd pleaser, and he gets stuff done. Like, when a Sean Levy movie gets announced, he's efficient. There's a very low chance that it'll get canceled. Like, because, like, they keep announcing. I mean, think of all the, like, Star Wars, DC, Marvel projects they've announced over the past 10 years or more that never came to fruition. I don't worry about that with Levy, because yes, I wouldn't consider him like on a tour kind of thing, like a Matt Reeves or something, and that's fine. But he knows how to deliver crowd pleasing, entertaining, and he will get them done. Yeah. And he also, he directed some of my favorite episodes of Stranger Things, like, because he's there from the beginning, like season 4, the one where, like, with Max Spring, like, that one is phenomenal. So yeah, but yeah.
Hey friends, it's your pal Will Rose here, and let me break the fourth wall a moment and look directly at you through the camera, or speak directly to you in your earbuds. Yep, I'm talking to you, Susie. You too, Chad. You can now support Systematic Geekology on Fourth Wall. That's a website. You'll find all of our episodes, incredible merch like shirts and hoodies and mugs. Chad, I would love to see you in one of those shirts out in the wild. You get bonus episodes. We answer bonus questions. We have special shout outs. We have certain episodes that you pick. So you help us create and curate the content that we put out for the world to hear. You even get free merch. And you can support the show at different levels. You could join at the free level. Yep, we love free members, free support. Join it. Or you could become a sidekick for as little as $5 a month. You could join the elves and dwarves for $10 a month. You could become a wizard for $15 a month, or you could go to divinity school and become a cleric for $20 a month. And that's way cheaper than going to seminary, believe me. Or at $25 a month, you could become a superhero. And let me just say, we love all of our listeners, whether you support us at the free level or the superhero level. We love you. We love geeking out with you. Like, support, share the show. Love you.
Cool. Very cool. Well, the other big announcement was, well, we already knew Black Panther 3 was happening, but they announced the official successor to T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman. They introduced T'Challa's son at the very end of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And now they announced that it's David Johnson. Actually, Evan, can you check me on that? I just want to get the name right because, yes, all right, cool. Because I saw him recently in The Long Walk and he was amazing. So I was very excited about this news. But he will be playing T'Challa's son as the new Black Panther, which, I mean, I love this news. I mean, I think it also, I mean, yes, he was a kid at the end of Wakanda Forever, but we kind of know there's going to be a lot of time jump stuff and multiverse shenanigans post Secret Wars. So I'm totally fine with them doing a time jump here because that actor is he looks younger than he's in his 30s, but because he played a teenager in The Long Walk. So I thought he was much younger. But still, he's going to be playing an adult, the new Black Panther. I think this is great. I mean, I when, and of course, Ryan Coogler is coming back for it. We're into that. We also know Denzel Washington is going to be in it for an undisclosed role yet. Yeah, that's been confirmed. Or which because everyone at Comic-Con was wondering if they were going to bring him. They were like, is Denzel here? Is Denzel here? Because they knew he was going to be in it. But they didn't have him there. But yes, he's already signed on for it. They haven't announced the role yet, but but this will also be in 2028. So post Secret Wars. But yeah, I mean, limited knowledge about the story, but I mean, at this point, if I see Ryan Coogler's name on anything, you don't have to sell me at all. I'm there, but of course, with his signature trilogy. So this I'm very excited about. Again, The Long Walk I finally watched recently. Phenomenal movie, extremely depressing. But David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman both give terrific lead performances. So I'm really excited for what this actor has in store.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun, I think, and I'm looking forward to this Black Panther Equalizer crossover with Denzel Washington. Just kidding. Just Book of Eli, maybe.
Eli, great movie.
Literally every time I hear his name, I'm like, man, I need to watch Book of Eli again, and I just hold on to that thought until I see it.
So no, but this is good. This is the kind of movie that I've been looking forward. My kids have been looking forward to. I mean, I still remember the day Chadwick Boseman passed away, and the kids took the Black Panther toy that we had and laid it down on the bed, and there was weeping. I mean, it was a hard day, and so since then, this question of how are we gonna get this back on track? And we want to see T'Challa again in some kind of way, but how can you do that in a way that honors Chadwick Boseman? And I think this is a great way to do it. T'Challa Jr. And so we'll see how it goes. Again, I think the actor is great for it, and hopefully this is going to bring back some of the spirit of what it meant to Black Panther. The first movie meant to so many people. So Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. All right, so I didn't care for Wakanda Forever the movie personally, but I think I went into it with a couple biases. Is I kind of knew where they were going with Namor and all that, and I'm like, I like the comic book version. Why are we changing things? And I'm like an old grumpy man. And then also, see if I see the name right, Letitia Michelle Wright. Is that
right? Yeah.
Okay. Mm. That actor who was coming into the Black Panther is portrayed as a scientist, and I'm sure Andy can probably build off of this, but during the COVID stuff, she kind of voiced her opinion as, an anti-vaxxer, but not directly. And she kind of backtracked a little bit, but I'm guessing Disney kind of forced her to. It just everything she said around that made me really uncomfortable watching her as a scientist on the big screen. And then I think that really shaded how I viewed that movie. As much as I wanted to watch it without any, bias, it's kind of hard to do that. Especially when I know some of the people who were affected pretty drastically by, COVID-19. So I think it just really made it hard for me to watch that. I don't know anything about this new actor. Don't have any opinions about him. Maybe this is mean, but I'm just excited we're getting away from Letitia. I'm just still upset about that, and I don't know. Maybe I'm holding a grudge too long, but that's where I'm at.
Well, I do remember all that stuff, and honestly, I think even without that, I don't know that she was ever meant to be the permanent successor. Like I think it worked well for Wakanda Forever, and like she means a lot to the story. Like Shuri is as a character means, but I think they were still going to do something, whether it was going to eventually recast T'Challa, or I mean, in this case, I think it's the perfect way. Have his son take up the mantle. I think she was. I don't want to say like placeholder kind of thing, but it was more of it was temporary kind of like thing, and then she wasn't always going to be in that role, and I don't think that was but I do remember the controversies with the actor at that time.
Yeah, that's the other problem too, I guess, is like I don't know if anyone has the same gravitas as like Chadwick Boseman. He was, but I literally, and this, I brag about this a lot, especially to my brother, because I like to rub it in his face. We were watching the movie 42, and during the credits, like as soon as the credits roll, I looked at my brother and said, that man's going to be Black Panther. And my brother looked me back in the face and goes, Josh, they're never going to make a Black Panther movie.
Yep.
Matt, that's for you.
I see you have some good opinion. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah. But, yeah, no, if you haven't checked out his work, again, The Long Walk, he was also great in Alien Romulus. I've not seen it. Yeah. He plays like the synthetic being in that. He's great. I haven't watched Industry, the show, but apparently he's great in that too. But yeah, but I like you said, no one is ever gonna like match his gravitas and what he brought to that character. But I think this is a great way to honor the legacy. Having it, especially with the character itself, having it as the son. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Chadwick intentionally. I mean, mentioned 42. He played Howard Thurman as well. He intentionally played Black heroes. Right. So for folks who watch those movies, like it just it felt like, as Josh noted, this felt right. Meet and right to do so. And so again, Dave Johnson, different filmography, but I hope they'll again take up the mantle.
Well, and without spoilers on The Long Walk, I think that character specifically lends itself to what he could do with the Lecter, because he plays more like he's paired with Cooper Hoffman's character is out for vengeance. David Johnson's character in that movie it's in this dystopian world where they're in this like competition where all the contestants have to walk endlessly, and whoever doesn't succeed is killed off by this fascist military. And David Johnson's character is like the only one who is pure of heart and has pure intentions, and he's he wants to do good if he wins, and he's trying to help everyone else as much as he can. So I thought like he brought so much nuance to that role that I think will really carry over into how he portrays the next T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Andy, any thoughts on your end?
Sure. If you want to see David Johnson give an excellent performance in a film where a bunch of people don't die, you can also see him in Rye Lane.
I've heard that one's good too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. Ryan Coogler has done a lot of good work, and so glad to have him run it back. And anytime we can get more of Winston Dukes and Baku, yes, please. He's been a delight ever since he started to. He told Martin Freeman that his kids were vegetarian. They weren't actually going to eat him. That was a standout moment, and he's continued to charm ever since. So very excited this one. Not at all annoyed to have this announced instead of Young Avengers or Shang-Chi 2. We definitely needed to get this as well. And since Josh indirectly asked my thoughts, and since we're having a resurgence or we're relitigating the COVID pandemic and how it was handled and the vaccine and so forth, I already got my soapbox. So I don't think what my thoughts there would be a surprise to anybody. But I will say that I was aware of Letitia Wright making some comments at the time in 2021 or whatever it was, and then it doesn't seem to have come back since. I would say people are allowed to be wrong and to change their mind, and perhaps that's what's happened.
Yeah.
If it's more of a gag order from the House of Mouse, that's a little bit less uncomfortable for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how they handle their business, and I don't know what her current state of mind is. But there were a lot of forces pushing a lot of people to say things and align with things for because of that what their group and what their community was doing, and that put a lot of pressure on a lot of folks. And so I can't entirely blame people for getting swept up in that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we can't correct that. We can't correct for it and try to make adjustments and try to improve. But I think there's also space for we need to find a way to come back to a shared reality instead of relitigating events of 4, 5, 6 years ago if they're not having a bearing on what's happening now. So
yeah, that was probably a little illogical, but like I think it would have bothered me less if it was like an actress who's playing like Scarlet Witch or the lady who plays Agatha. But there's something about it being a scientist, like I'm like, I know the actor isn't a scientist, but something about it just I'm like, I don't know. It just took me out of it.
I hear you, and yeah, it did temper my enthusiasm for that character as well as one of our MCU scientists, and one of the few women and people of color who also are depicted as a scientist in the Marvel universe. And so I would have hated to have lost her entirely because of that. And I understand what you're saying, that it does kind of complicate that portrayal. But I'm not going to be sad about having that having the presence of that character on screen. And hopefully Letitia Wright is working through whatever she needed to work through and is not constrained by her employment to say toe the party line, so to speak.
Yeah, hopefully.
Grace abounds. Grace abounds.
Yes.
Amen.
No, great discussion there. Evan, any thoughts here on Black Panther?
No, just for the just to keep it brief, I'm just excited for it. I've never seen him in anything, but I'm glad they, like you said, Andy, they are putting this one as a priority, because I do want to see Shang-Chi too and all that. But so I am excited.
Very cool. Well, those were the big announcements from Comic-Con. Like Andy was saying earlier, they're saving X-Men casting announcements for D23 coming up. And we did get Samara Weaving is confirmed as Emma Frost, but that was reported last week. Other than that, I've seen every rumor imaginable about Xavier casting Magneto, Cyclops, etc. So we'll wait and see, but I think that's a great idea actually to do an episode on X-Men 97 season 2. And then once we have the full cast of the MCU X-Men, I have my picks, but I'm excited to see what happens there. On a bit of a dour note, though, that made me turn into the Hulk, they pulled, I immediately thought of the, J. Jonah Jameson, like, hey, Peter, you're fired. You're never mind, you're on fire. But in this case, it was the opposite. They renewed Wonder Man season 2 a few months ago, and I was stoked because I absolutely love season 1. And then just last week, we're right at the height of Marvel right now with new Spider-Man movie, all this Comic-Con news. They said, nope, we're pulling the plug and we're not renewing the show. I have nothing but negative things to say here, but I get it. I know about Wonder Man season 1 earlier this year. Absolutely loved it. But anyone have any thoughts here on, I know, I'm sure there's financial stuff, but it's still, this is BS. I have no sympathy for them.
Yeah, I think they're hoping that the Black Panther announcement kind of wins the day. You shield yourself from some critique with that. But my gosh, can we not have multiple shows with really awesome black leads doing, having fun? So that was, I don't think this was I don't know that it was a racially motivated thing. I'm not trying to say that, but I just want to have multiple shows to watch with amazing black leads. And this is one that I was also looking forward to seeing season 2 and what they did with it. So disappointing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joshua.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I just kind of agree with you guys. Is basically all. The show was phenomenal. If the show writers decided it didn't need a season 2 and they were happy with how it ended, I think that wouldn't bother me because like the season 1 does stand on its own. Like that wouldn't bother me. I think what bothers me is they said we have more story to tell, then it got the plug pulled. That's when I'm like, but hopefully we see the character come back in some other way, or they still incorporate him. Like the characters were all great, and I'm just gonna be really sad if they don't ever follow through on any of that because it was phenomenal. Yeah,
and also like I mean, I think they definitely should scale back. I'm glad they're scaling back on because they were putting out way too many movies and shows just a few years ago. I'm like, they're not, and I'm like, that's not a good approach. You need to scale but in this case, this one I cannot imagine is as costly as something like Loki or even WandaVision or something like that, because like this is a pretty low effect show. It's very character driven. I mean, yes, they have Abdul Mateen and Ben Kingsley in it, but it's not super special effects every episode. I just can't imagine it was that costly. And like exactly like you said, Joshua, it's if it had been a one-off, that's fine. But they left it not only open for more, but I thought they left it on a freaking cliffhanger there. And especially with everything they're doing with damage control, like it's a perfect one to continue. So I'm just really disappointed. This was the one that was canceled. And Justin, it's like, yes, we don't know that like there is a racially motivated thing, but like I saw the post, like it's like, oh well, they had this canceled. They're not moving forward with Blade. And then there were several. I mean, Sam Wilson's been kind of sidelined. Like, it's not a great look for them. I mean, yes, Black Panther is doing great, and Ryan Coogler, they'll give the green light to anything. But that, it's not a good look that multiple other Black-led shows and movies have, gotten pushed aside.
Right.
I love the show and how it embraced the nerdy father aspect of it, and it was really fun to see that on screen because I saw myself and I saw my dad in that. I'm like, oh, cool, but super disappointed, man, because I would love to see those characters again. Hopefully, they will do something. They'll show up somewhere. Yeah,
I would love to see them in a movie if they do like either West Coast Avengers or bring him in post-sequel. Where like I definitely want to see his story continue because I mean like to bring an example of like Abdul Mateen was also in HBO's Watchmen, which like I don't want another season of that because it's a perfect season of television and it tells a complete story. So I don't need any more there. But again, here it's like, oh, I want to see his story continue. There's a lot more to explore. So we'll see. I hope they do bring the him and Trevor, which also, this was the best iteration of Trevor too. It was just like,
I'm amazed they've got me to like that character. Truly amazing. By context, the Mandarin is like my favorite comic book Marvel villain. It's incredible. They got me to like Trevor.
Yeah. I look this up. Andy, any thoughts here? I don't know.
I don't know that I have much to add beyond what's already been said. I also would have been happy for a season 2. I guess maybe to counterbalance a little bit, Marvel had to make several seasons of television shows that seemed to be more, David Zaslav. We need Disney Plus to happen. We need to make Fetch happen. Then it was driven by these are things we want to make. And so if they really couldn't find a season 2 of the shows they wanted to make, even though they thought they could, and they were optimistic, going in, there's a big delta between we have an idea or we have enthusiasm to continue and, we actually know what 8 episodes of this show will look like. And if that's really what happened, I'd rather they didn't make it than to, forge ahead just, out of inertia or whatever. But, it's not entirely clear that is what happened. And yes, the optics of it could be better, especially in light of other things that were going on. But hopefully they're not, like I said, that doesn't mean that they're not in the Yahya Abdul Mateen, Simon Williams business. They're just not in the Wonder Man season 2 business. And I hope that would be a good, that would be a good development to continue that character story in some fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's a good point because like when something like this happens, I'm immediately thinking it's a studio exec that made the call, but I don't know. We will find out more because, like for instance, like during Kathleen Kennedy's reign, she was getting blamed for everything when, in fact, she greenlit a lot of stuff that didn't happen because Bob Iger turned it down. So we don't know the behind-the-scenes mechanics of like who made the call or if it was a creative decision. So we'll see. But yes, I do hope we'll see the character again.
Yeah, my biggest foolish hope. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm filled with foolish hopes. Maybe it was canceled because they were like, man, this is too good and we got to incorporate it in something else. Kevin mentioned the damage control stuff. So, there's a lot of ways they could plug it into something bigger than just another show that might be more fun. That's my biggest foolish hope. Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah. Hey, optimism is good. We need it.
Well, and if we're talking Kingdom Hearts and unexpected crossovers, maybe they're merging with the studio season 2.
Yeah. It's going to be Wonder Man is going to be in Kingdom Hearts. Actually, listen, Kingdom Hearts 3, the world of Toy Story, according to the creators, is canon to the Toy Story timeline. So,
Okay.
It could happen. I doubt it. But yeah.
I mean, I don't think we ever thought we were going to get something like Doomsday and have all the Fox X-Men back. So, I mean, yeah, the possibilities now are pretty endless.
Sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that is all the news. I know we had a lot to cover tonight. And this is where we have to bid Andy farewell because he has actually not yet seen Brand New Day. He's going tomorrow, and I cannot wait to get his thoughts. But in the interest of not spoiling it for him, Andy, we will wish you well.
Andy, text me when you've seen it.
Yes.
Because honestly, your opinion is one that I want the most about certain things.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks.
So I need you to let me know when I could talk to you about it.
All right. We'll stand by then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks. Take care. Thanks, guys. See you.
Last thing I would say about
Yeah.
but just a brief shout out for the Rings of Power next season. Brief shout out because they're promising us, Gandalf after he knows how to be a wizard. He's Tom Bombadil'd it up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Really am. That's all I'll say about it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We gotta get resident Tolkien geek Nick Polk when that season drops because I may get back into it. I actually liked season 1. I started the last season, but I hadn't finished. But I'm curious where they'll go with that.
Yeah.
So awesome. But yeah, so all kinds of nerd news going on right now. But yeah, I know this is a packed episode tonight, but I have already shared my thoughts on Brand New Day, so I kind of want to hear from you guys first because Christian and I dropped our review on Sunday night, which you can go check out. But now Brand New Day has been out for about a week now. So anyone want to go first with just their initial thoughts, and then we can kind of get deeper into the themes and
Is there something?
But
Can we, would you guys think it's a good idea to pause here and then we start and you hit you live?
we can do that. Yeah. I don't want Joshua's computer to explode during the edit.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool.
Get it out.
We will see you guys in
Okay, guys.
2. Enjoy.
Come back soon. Yes. Good taking of it.
Hey guys, Christian here. Have you ever wondered how you can support systematic ecology? Well, we've made it a lot easier for you by going to Fourth Wall. Instead of what we've done in the past, Fourth Wall makes everything very easy for everyone involved. Everything is in the same spot. So if you want to find a way to become a member and get access to our exclusive memberships and all the giveaways that we're going to be doing, Fourth Wall is the way to go. As well, if you want to see all the extra episodes and content that we only put to our members, that's the best way to go. Feel free to rate and review us there. You can also leave a donation or tip if that's something you're interested in. And as well, you can help support our All Reading Counts initiative that we do. All the donations that go to that go to our libraries. You're also, if you really want to, it's like, man, I really want to hear more episodes about Christian for some reason. Or even for reasons I don't understand, you want to hear Joshua more often. We have episodes listed by host, and you can see everyone there. If you have a favorite host, head that way and support the episodes that they're on. You also find a link to our YouTube page. And we may be adding some special content beyond what we've promised. Everything that was once in multiple different locations and you didn't know where to go, well, it's all in that one convenient place. If you want to know exactly where to go, the link to this will be in the description below.
Hey everybody, this is Alex Matthews, and I'm just here to share with you guys about the Anazao Network. Hope you guys could check out Page and Pixel, which is a podcast about books and video games. Another podcast we would love for you to check out is Your Matter Matters. It's a podcast that puts the and in faith and science. We got Let Nothing Move You with Christian Ashley going through the whole Bible, one chapter at a time. And last but not least, Another one called Some Joyful Noises, a music podcast with no rhyme, rhythm, or reason. This show has no set schedule or host, but periodically has some members from the Anazao Network posting discussions about various musical topics, everything from Taylor Swift to the music of Adventure Time and more. So I hope you guys will give those a listen because I definitely will. As a matter of fact, I'm about to hit that subscribe button right now, and you should too.